Welcome in, Gemini. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to Say It Soul Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back, guys. I did want to give a big shout out to my subscribers. Those of you who take the time to like or make a comment really does make a huge difference. So thank you so much. So Gemini, this is going to be your general love reading, your long reading for the month of June. I will follow up and do a mid-month. So if you'd like to be notified, make sure you hit that subscriber bell as well. If you're interested in a personal read, feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoultarot@gmail.com. The email address is in the description of this reading. So I already pulled your oracle cards here, Gemini. I'm going to talk about you first, and then I'm going to talk about the person on your mind here in love. Pull some tarot on these oracle cards, as well as some feelings, actions for the month of June. And then I will get some messages from your person's higher self at the end of the reading. So definitely, hopefully you can bear with me. Like I said, this usually is a pretty long read. So usually I spend a lot more time on your monthly than mid. So let's dive on in here. Definitely looks like right now, Gemini, things are, kind of in a, I want to say in an uncomfortable space for you right now. It's looking like there's a big decision I feel like that you need to make about your home situation, whether or not you want to put in any more time and effort in this relationship with this person. So right now, Spirit's really encouraging you to take some time for yourself here. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating Moon. This is your Moonology card, and you actually got two. And then you got Confidence is your key to success. New Moon in Leo. So you might have a Leo placement. Leo Moon might be dealing with a Leo, but you know what? Really, I feel like you need to kind of like find your confidence here, Gemini. Take some time to kind of figure out what it is that you're wanting to do moving forward here. So, go for a walk and spend some time in nature. Think about, I feel like that's when the answers to the questions that you have here about what direction you want to move in. Try not to I guess, overanalyze the situation. I feel like these answers will come to you in a relaxed state. So it's kind of like the more you stress about the situation, you just kind of keep swirling around and around, so because there's a lot of thinking going on here. So you got the Thinker card from Wisdom of the Oracle, and this is card number 44. So it is a higher level thinking. So again, really weighing the pros and the cons. I feel like in your mind here, and again, I feel like you might have a tendency in June to kind of get stuck in some sort of like thought pattern. And it's going to just make the situation worse. So Spirit's encouraging you to take time for yourself. If you're feeling really overwhelmed about, your decision or what direction you want to move in, you know, don't feel like you're pressured to make a decision. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to come up with those answers. I feel like the answers will just come to you in a time in which you're not stressed out. It's kind of like, when you're busy doing something and not really thinking about, what's going on. That's kind of like the chop wood card, chop wood, carry water. That's when the answers about the direction in which you want to move in will come to you. But kind of like forcing, when you really overanalyze and are forcing yourself to come up with a decision, you just kind of keep going in a round and round pattern. And that's not going to be helpful, I feel, in June for you. So again, go for a walk, put your buds in, kind of try and zone out. And then I feel like clarity will come from that, not from overthinking. So hopefully that makes sense. As well, I feel like this does have to do with your home situation. I feel like for a lot of you, you are married or in a long-term relationship with this person. The bottom of my mini deck here is the Hierophant, and we have that air energy coming out, which, is reflective of you. You are an air sign. So I feel like this is a pretty big decision. I feel like you're wondering whether or not, you want to put in more effort into this relationship with this person that's on your mind. And really right now you're like in this energy of, between worlds here. It's card number 3. So this really talks about, I'm kind of stuck in the past still. I got one foot in the past. I want to move to the future, but, it's going to take some courage here, some confidence to make a decision, right? And it looks like it's a pretty big one. So again, give yourself some grace here, Gemini. about, what it is that you're really wanting. And again, take that time to, I feel like that time in solitude where you're not like overthinking. And that's when you're going to find the answers to what direction you kind of want to move in, or like what your next steps are in the situation with this person. So definitely there was some sort of broken trust here between you and your person. We have broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. So your story is going to be different for each and every one of you. What happened, what went down, how your relationship broke down, but it definitely did. So I do feel like for the month of June, you're coming through as this hyena energy, which I want to say Gemini, because the hyena really kind of like uses wit and sarcasm, um, especially when they're like feeling confronted. So I don't know, you might feel like this person's been kind of attacking you, and that's kind of like putting you in an energy of being sarcastic, and that's not really helping the situation, is really what I want to say here. So maybe think about that. I'm not trying to run you down. That's the energy that's coming through, because the hyena does this to kind of protect themselves. So I feel like right now you feel like you need to kind of protect and or defend your position or your decision, or what happened, so it's kind of a little bit of a defensive energy. And I mean, I don't know what this person did, but you know I mean, I feel like it's always two people in a relationship that can make it fall apart or make it work. So again, and I feel like a lot of time here at night thinking, overthinking, right? So probably as soon as you try to go to sleep, your mind is racing, having a hard time sleeping is really what I'm getting as well. As well, for some of you, this hyena card could definitely talk about any kind of overindulgence in anything. So again, you might be using that to kind of like numb your feelings, not deal with things. And again, having that feeling of needing to escape what's going on around you, because I do feel like there's a lot of chaos and conflict, possibly some arguing. Again, I don't feel like you'd be in this defensive position if you weren't feeling like you needed to kind of like protect yourself. So again, I feel like June's going to be not easy, which is unfortunate because it is your birthday season, Gemini. So happy birthday, happy early birthday. Sorry, I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the reading. So take some time for yourself, celebrate yourself, do something kind for yourself, regardless of what's going on here with this person. So let's talk about your person here. All right, so they are definitely the mutual energy between you and them is this mirrors card. So if you identify being on a TF journey, your TF definitely reflects back to you the things about yourself that you need to change. You could be feeling really triggered right now, which I feel like you probably are, because I do feel like you're trying to defend yourself or defend your decisions, protect your heart here in this situation with this person. I feel like this person, was hoping for the best here with, they got believe in the impossible. So I feel like on some level here, this person is trying to kind of like ground themselves, be realistic. It's kind of like your person is in the energy of like wanting things to work between the two of you, but then also trying to be realistic about the situation, if that makes sense. So I don't know, maybe realistically, logically, you and this person um, have differences about, what's important, what you're both wanting. You're wanting different things. So I feel like this person that you're dealing with in love here, Gemini, is struggling with, that things can really change between the two of you, for the better. You can kind of get back to this milk and honey card here, which is, happiness. You see the rainbow here, working together, working as a team, whether or not that's realistic or not anymore. So again, I feel like for a lot of you, this is somebody that you've been in a long-term relationship with for a while. And I feel like at this point, whatever trust was broken, whatever breach of, some sort of betrayal, even for some of you, it doesn't have to be something that dramatic, It could just be two people kind of like moving in different directions, you know, coming back to try and work things out, but, you know, being realistic about each other's goals and aspirations. You know, sometimes people change, right? Especially if you've been together for a long time. Your goals, your ideals, your just really what you're wanting. I mean, you're allowed to change, right? You're not going to you're not going to be that same person that you married 20 years ago. Things are different now, right? You're different, your person's different, and you know, I guess I want to say that that's okay. So, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. If you and this person, you know, are, you know, did grow apart and are wanting different things now. Sometimes that's hard to accept because, you know, you can't really imagine life without this person or this person being in your life or being the, you know, it's definitely hard. I mean, this when you've had that focus of that person being in your life, what does my life look like without this person? Like I can't even really imagine that. I really don't want that. So there's, you know, sometimes we have a tendency to hang on to something that is really not that good for us anymore, that we know it's staring us in the face that we need to go our separate ways. But again, at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's hard to do that. It's hard to walk away from somebody that you've been with and it's been a big part of your life for, you know, a number of years, right? Especially if you have kids, family, friends. So again, not easy. So I feel like your person again is struggling between believing that things can change between the two of you for the better and you can get back to happy times, and or whether or not you and this person should go their separate ways. So they did get the not for you card. I'm going to pull a tarot card on this because I want to find out more information. So I don't know. I feel like maybe deep down you both know that this is not the best thing to do. Maybe is to go your separate ways. But again, I mean, I can't tell you what to do here. You need to kind of like follow your heart, make your own decision, what's best for you, what's best for your family. The tarantula card came through, so again, could be dealing with a fire sign. Doesn't have to be, but we just feel like maybe for some of you something happened during Aries time, so that would have been the beginning of April. Picking up on that. And with the tarantula card, this person is really wanting to move more towards their like their dharma or like their purpose. Like I feel like your person definitely might be getting called to, you know, make some changes, move in a direction that kind of lights them up. And I feel like they're possibly realizing that, again, you and them are wanting different things, not wanting the same things anymore. And they are struggling though, you know. I do feel like this person and you, there is a lot of past history together, a lot of love. And again, this person's in a lot of turmoil. I feel like right now as well, it's, you know, this relationship is a little bit unstable. And this person's, you know, really going through it here as well with this emotional storm, really being torn about like, you know, do we continue to try and work on this or should we really just move in different directions? And, you know, you're mirroring them as well with this broken card. So again, um, whether or not you can kind of get back to that working together, being together. But I feel like at the end of the day here, Gemini, you and your person both really need to be honest with each other about, is that realistic? Is it possible? And again, I feel like your person was trying. Maybe this isn't the first time you and this person have tried to kind of work out your differences. But again, I feel like on some level here, Gemini, you're feeling like this person is holding you back. I feel like there's some place you do want to go, but and it might not be, you know, on this road with this person anymore. And again, that's a hard thing to accept. So I feel like you're really spending a lot of time thinking about what's important to you, you know, your happiness. So let's get some cards out. So tell me about, I want to hear, I'm going to pull a card on this not for you card. Why is this not for you card showing up here for Gemini's person? Why is this card here? Why is this card showing up in Gemini's person's energy, please? Why is this not for you card showing up? All right, so we have Justice coming out. Could be dealing with a Libra. Yeah, I kind of already mentioned this, which is kind of funny that it's, I guess it's not funny that it's coming out. It means I was pretty much on target. So again, at the end of the day, you know, can you guys find that balance again? Can you get back to that milk and honey? I feel like, I feel like this person is exhausted as well as you. I feel like you're both really exhausted. Um, and again, hoping to, possibly avoid, separation, divorce, but is that realistic? And again, in this card, in the star card, which is Aquarius's card, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So again, I feel like for a lot of you, maybe Gemini, you're realizing, as well as your person, that this just is not going to work. Like you both can't get back to having both feet in for whatever reason. And again, there could be a lot of things that have happened between the two of you, especially if you've been together for, many, many years. So that, really breeds a lot of bitterness, resentment about things that have happened in the past, disappointments. And, sometimes either you or your person are unable to heal those things, move past them, um, forgive. Forgiveness is a big thing, right? And again, I feel like the two of you have tried. I feel like you have tried. Yeah, I feel like, you've probably really tried to step up here, but I feel like somebody's really needing to take control of the situation. So again, you and your person here might have been avoiding having this conversation for a while. Again, you're in a little bit of a defensive mode here, Gemini, defending, your actions, decisions. And your person's over here trying to figure out, they're kind of being, torn between trying to heal this or, walking away. So again, or separating, right? Going into separation just to heal, needing, feeling like they need to escape the situation on some level. So I don't know. You might be living with this person but not speaking to each other as well. So there could be a lot of tension at home here. Let's pull a couple cards on the home card here for you. Tell me more about this home card here for Gemini. Why is this card here in Gemini's energy? So we have the Devil card coming out. I could talk about, unhealthy habits, addictions. Tell me more. All right, someone being stubborn in their ways, wanting their comfort zone, not wanting to get out of a comfort zone. So I don't know, either you, Gemini, or your person here could definitely be hanging on for unhealthy reasons. This definitely might have to do with financial as well. Like this is, stability. This talks about stability, codependence on each other. So there could be some financial dependence on each other as well. And that's why, the two of you are still there. Again, it's going to be different for each of you, but it definitely looks like this home situation is, toxic, unhealthy for you, Gemini. Like, I don't know, I want to say sometimes, again, you stay in a situation that isn't the best for you, that is, toxic, unhealthy, but it's familiar. That's what you know. I mean, especially if you've been together for, 20 some years, it still feels like home. It feels familiar. So, is it that bad? Oh, it's not that bad, but I'm really not that happy. So, again, at the end of the day, sometimes we stay in relationships that we know we shouldn't, but it's hard to make those changes. It's familiar, even though, you're not necessarily feeling fulfilled. So, yeah, this is, you know, If you're not really feeling that passionate about this person anymore, I feel like you are spending some time thinking about, again, what really lights you up. Is it best that the two of us walk away here and move towards something more loving, something more caring, something more nurturing? So let's ask about this thinker card. Why is thinker here for Gemini? What is Gemini thinking about? What is Gemini thinking about? I think we already kind of know, but let's see what comes out, guys. And then we'll look at feelings. Yeah, whether or not you and this person can work it out, come together, work as a team, get back on the same page. And again, get back to this milk and honey, right? Where you're working together. Yeah. Putting all your effort into, this relationship, this marriage. Not an easy thing to do. It's going to take a lot of work to get back there. So again, I feel like you are on the fence. So I don't know, maybe you've been trying, Gemini, to try and work things out with this person, but this person is in the energy of not really wanting to work things out with you. So there could be some resistance for sure on their part. Again, I already talked about that. Your person's kind of being pulled in two directions. Like they want to believe it's possible that you can get back to this Three of Pentacles, but at the same token, underlying your person's energy is like, I need to kind of, maybe it's best that we just go our separate ways here. I really need to do some healing. I'm being called in a different direction, but again, I feel like this person does love you, Gemini. There is love here in this reading for sure. So let's see here. How's this person currently feeling about Gemini? Does this person feel about Gemini? How does this person feel about Gemini, Spirit? Two of Wands talks about making a decision. What else, please? Feelings. How does this person feel? We have the Fool. Three of Swords. Yeah, that's basically what I was already saying. A lot of water under the bridge here between the two of you. A lot of sadness, a lot of hurt, a lot of, things that have happened that I feel like this person can't necessarily get past. And I feel like that's what's holding them up from making a decision or like really putting in some effort towards you here, Gemini. So if this person, and again, they're realizing that down here with the Star card, if I can't heal myself and I can't get past whatever happened between you and them, then we're best to, go in different directions here. So right now, that's pretty much where your person is at. That's how they're feeling. Let's see how you're feeling. How does Gemini feel about this person? How does Gemini feel about their person? How is Gemini feeling? So with the Eight of Wands coming out, I feel like you have tried to talk to this person about the benefits of staying together. The Knight of Wands. And that you're trying to show up for this person and show them that you actually are committed. So now we have the Hierophant twice here. So yeah, I feel like you've said to this person, Gemini, or you will be saying to this person in the month of June that, these are the benefits of us staying together, trying to work on our, reignite the passion between the two of us in this long-term relationship. I'm trying to show you that I am committed and that I'm trying to show up. And again, I feel like it's not being met. It's being met with some resistance. And I feel like that is really putting you up in your head here, Gemini, like, well, should I keep trying or not? Should I really, again, at the end of the day, you can't, if your person isn't willing to forgive you, move past the pain that has happened, forgive for things that you've done, that they've done. Again, I don't feel like anybody is perfect in any relationship. So at the end of the day, there, by the end of June here, definitely could be a decision, a new opportunity. You might be giving this person an offer, like either, this is the opportunity to either work towards healing this relationship. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm willing to put in the work, and if you're not, then, I feel like we should go in different directions here. Page of Wands is like going on an adventure, a new direction. And it looks like your person is already kind of in that energy as well. So again, marrying each other for sure. All right, so let's see here. What actions is this person going to take towards Gemini in June? Actions from this person. Actions from this person towards Gemini. So it could be dealing with someone who has water in their chart, that Queen of Cups. I feel like this is reflective of that emotional storm card. Nine of Wands. Three of Cups. And the Magician. Yeah, I'm feeling like this person, like we talked about, is feeling a little bit defensive. They're feeling hurt. For some of you, if there was some sort of like infidelity of any kind here, again, I feel like this person's having a hard time getting over what happened. Yeah, I feel like this person's saying to you, Gemini, well, you had a choice, you made a choice. It wasn't the right choice. So, you know, um, this person I feel like is kind of like holding your feet to the fire here, and I feel like it's just actually making you feel worse about whatever happened, what went down. And again, this person's having a really hard time forgiving any kind of betrayal. So again, I feel like you're trying hard here to show up for this person. This really sounds like Aquarius's reading. So I don't know if you have Aquarius in your chart. Pretty sure it was Aquarius. Aquarius or Virgo. Yeah. Maybe check out those readings. This person also might be saying to you, Gemini, I don't know how you expect me to get over this. This isn't something that I can just forget about. And again, I don't know. I feel like on some level here, Gemini, this person is kind of blaming you. And I don't know if it's your fault or not, but I feel like this person is not really taking any accountability either for things falling apart. And again, I'm not here to point fingers or who's to blame. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like on some level here, do you want to be with somebody who's never going to forgive you and they're going to hold this over your head for the rest of your life? No, that's not healthy, right? Every time you get into an argument with this person about something and they're going to throw that up, throw that in your face. That's really the energy that I'm getting off your person. And so again, I feel like this person, I don't know, definitely they need to do some healing. So I don't know. I would strongly suggest if you want to stay in this relationship and really work on this commitment and show up for this person, Gemini, I would strongly suggest that you and this person go to some sort of counseling together, like marriage counseling, or talk to somebody else where there's somebody there to balance things out. And then I see the Two of Pentacles on the bottom, because I feel like if you're just talking to this person at home, like one-on-one, and there isn't a mediator or somebody there, I just feel like this situation is just making you feel worse, you know? And I feel like that's, maybe what drove you to, you know, need to escape this situation or this person. It Kind of gives me the energy that this person is never 100% happy with you, or, and again, if they're unable to forgive you for whatever's happened in the past, then like, how are you supposed to move forward? So I feel like for some of you, definitely the answer might be speaking with somebody. I feel like you are trying to show up for this person and show them that you're committed, but I feel like you're not getting anywhere and you're feeling frustrated and like asking yourself, is it really worth it? You know, doing everything I can here, and this person is still, resisting, not, being defensive, making you feel defensive as well. So, which is not good. And again, a lot of toxicity. So for some of you, you might be going out a lot right now. Like, I need to get out of here. So Spirit is encouraging you to do that here with that breathe out card. Take a breath, take a step, take a breath. Yeah, this looks tough. So I'm sorry you're going through this right now. So I don't know. This looks like it's gonna definitely need a lot of love needs to show up here on both sides. And yikes. All right, so I feel like we'll just pull some messages from your person here. I don't think I need to clarify anything else. I feel like by the end of June, you might have some answers here about closing out this cycle, what you guys are doing moving forward here. You're staying together, you're not staying together. The world kind of indicates to me that the writing is, kind of on the wall. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, maybe it was not realistic to try and fix this in the first place. But again, at the end of the day here, I feel like, kudos for you, Gemini, for trying. And I know that's heartbreaking, especially if you were hoping that you and this person could work things out. It just looks like your person is really, they're struggling with that, but they're almost resisting that and having a hard time forgiving. Let's get some messages from this person for Gemini, something that will help them, please, Spirit. All right, I have to let go of you to find myself. Any other messages here for Gemini? I need to know, Spirit, from this person. You are so different from everyone around me. I want to be different. Why do I deserve someone like you? And then we have, I can't take it anymore. I need to figure myself out. Anything else? Sorry, guys, I have to split this deck in half because it's a pretty big deck. Why do I feel so lost? Yeah, so these are important messages I feel for you, Gemini. And then bottom of the deck is they have hurt me. I feel like you definitely might feel that way as well, Gemini. That this person, I feel like you're trying to make amends here and getting a lot of resistance from this person. And really, at the end of the day, all you can do is try. And if they're not going to, you can't play tennis by yourself, right? As much as you might want to try and put things back together, you can only do it if the other person's willing. And I feel like they're torn because I feel like you have you probably have kids, you have a life together, but at the end of the day, I feel like this person can't get past whatever happened. And that is, I don't know if they can get past it with more time or not. So I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at. But it looks to me like at the end of June, there's going to be, a decision that's going to be made. soon. You know, it might not be at the end of June, but I feel like that the underlying energy is the world. So that really talks about closing out a cycle here. Um, you know, so either you're closing out the cycle together, moving forward, or you're closing out the cycle and moving in different directions. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna end your reading here. Hopefully, it resonated. Sending out big hugs because this looks like a difficult situation. So again, make sure you take time for yourself, do something fun for yourself, spend some time with people that light you up. Because I am getting some pretty heavy energy off of, you know, your reading here. So it definitely looks like, you know, again, find some joy, do something fun, spend some time with some people that light you up because I feel like you could really use that right now. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in your mid-month. Take care.